Oh, frick. I used to know some of my like super lurkers because my viewer list used to be, I mean, this is gonna be a subtle flex. I can't do anything about it. That's an any percent run, but I don't care. Yeah, I used to be able to like know my super lurkers' names. But that was because I used to be able to see the entirety of my viewer list. Nowadays I can only see like a portion of it. Usually the furthest I can see is to names with like the letter G. Can I measure the pixels now? I mean, remember when I did that ages ago and like it was super faulty for the whip because the whip was a moving hitbox, so I couldn't measure it adequately? That was fun. But yeah, there's this one lurker name that stands out to me above all else, and I'm not gonna say their name because I respect their lurking. Although I will say it starts with a B. And they lurked my streams for literal years. Years. It was insane. It was absolutely bonkers. And it was so nice when I think I've seen them I've seen them talk, I think in all of those years twice, which the first time it happened was great because I realized they were real and it wasn't just a bot, because you never know. I mean, Commander Root is in every Twitch channel, right? And they are a person, but their account is just a bot, basically. Spooky Science streams were dope. Isaac Breaking Run Greedmo streams. I thought about doing Isaac Breaking Runs today, but then I remembered that like Isaac's kind of samey. I can't wait for Repentance though, because that'll be a good excuse to do more of that stuff. Ancient Spelunky times were fun. I don't have the same energy as I did when Spelunky HD came out, that's for sure. When Spelunky HD came out, I was so much more invested in finding things. And in this game, I guess it sounds pretty stupid coming from the guy who found the eggplant world, but in this game, I just wasn't as invested in like tricks and gimmicks and stuff like that, I guess. Just, you know, found eggplant world. It's this small little detail. You know, just this cute niche thing. Maybe at some point I'll be more interested in doing that, but oh, that kills the bat. Interesting. I suck. Want to know Isaac stuff? Yeah. I mean, I'd explain what I'm doing. I tend to do that with semi-unfamiliar games. Oh, I have no ropes. Okay. We're just gonna go. Why? Oh my god, please, no. No, okay. Don't love that, but it's fine. At the end of the day, though, if I start playing any new game on stream consistently for a while, it will be Hades. This is the black market. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I did play Slay the Spire and it was fun. I didn't really get invested in like the ascensions and stuff. That didn't very interest me very much, but I did play like the main stuff, which was cool. Hey, JR. Okay, I need to start putting the bow away like before I bring Olmec over. Because I'm not doing myself any favors by not doing that. Believe this is fine? Yeah. Yeah, stomp, stomp. You're mad. You're mad. Never went back. Yeah, I need to give it a shot as well. I have not heard anything bad about Hades ever. It's like Hollow Knight. It's this game that everyone talks about, and I never hear anything bad, and I assume it's just really good. And Hollow Knight was really good, so I'm gonna assume that Hades will be too. Nice jetpack. Oh, eggplant? Yeah, let's do it. I know we're doing ESA practice, but have a little fun, right? God forbid. I know it's not something you normally see with Spelunky streamers. I'm kidding, that's mean. I shouldn't be mean. The beginning is definitely the worst part of Hollow Knight. It took me 3 tries to get through the beginning, but once I did, it was absolutely worth all 3 attempts. And I think even if I had done 5, I would have also thought it was worth it. I actually was really not... Like, I went into Hollow Knight with a negative disposition because of its recognition as a Metroidvania, and I don't like Metroidvanias. But I still managed to enjoy it despite that, because it breaks away from a lot of the molds that I dislike about Metroidvanias, which is cool, and I respect that, and I think it's good. Ooh. A little cozy there. Ooh, a little cozy. I heard I was just sitting there like, I don't know why I'm here. I guess I could have given the hired help the clone gun, and I should have, but I'm lazy. It's really into Watcher Nights. What, because people are mad because it's hard? Okay, maybe it's a little bit hard, but I don't know, I just thought it was fun. Okay, what a haul. Don't find backtracking fun? Yeah, and I can attest to the fact that Hollow Knight has some backtracking, but it's minimized enough that it doesn't bother me, and you don't have to do as much, because if you dedicate time to creative tricks, you can save yourself a lot of time, which is super cool. You're rewarded for being creative in Hollow Knight, and it's amazing. Oh, the discuss, there you go. You are good at buying topical, popular games, I think. The only reason that scared me was because he pushed me towards the powder keg crab. I didn't want to be there. You ever play Hollow Knight Randomizer? A little bit. It did not really grab me. I don't know all the tricks and stuff, so I'd kind of be operating at a... I'd be operating at a bit of a deficiency. Why am I like this? We'll just do that instead. Dun, 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 dun. Watcher Knights was the first boss that took me more than 2 attempts to beat. And at first I wasn't so sure if I was gonna beat it, but then I did end up taking them down. And it was funny because, small spoiler, there is a mechanic in the Watcher Knights fight where you can drop a chandelier on them. And my chat spoiled it for me, even though we had a spoiler policy. And I ignored them because I thought it would be funny to just not do it. I've never played like a legitimate logic-based randomizer before, no. They seem super cool. It's just that usually the games that they're really good for are not games that I typically play. All right, we gotta. Thank you, Tiny Box. Doing the Godseeker trials, yeah. Quick Slash took me forever to get, and when I got it, my mind was like, whoa, no way this is real. Eggy Child should be safe now. He should be extra safe now. Not going for a ride? No, I'm scooting. Sometimes you gotta scoot. Eggy Child should be safe. Cool, he was safe. What a cool thing for him to be. Need to be like really careful about the Tiamat here. I don't want her spawning anything. I mean, this bubble should just be safe. Yeah. Ugh. Imagine being a Norwegian play. Exactly, Jake. You and me both. I just keep going back to my comfort games. Back getting to 780. No, congrats. Good job. How do you put helping hands and Eggplant Child to sleep? Drop them. Don't throw them. Drop them. That puts them to sleep. If you throw them, they don't go to sleep. Makes bad choices. Maybe you should drink less. Just a thought. Just don't be sad. Have they adjusted the AI here? It feels like they have. Oops. Good job. You got the pot. You did it all by yourself. You didn't need me to get it for you at all. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, he is such a good boy. Think about it. Oh boy, I can get specs. I guess specs are good because I can see things in the crust. The wrong people are around. Well, you know. In that case, be more picky about when you drink, I guess. Okay. There's a ticker that goes die, and that might have shown negative 48k. Oh, that was a good idea? I don't know. I've never done that, so couldn't tell ya. I rewatched the Eggplant run recently. It's always a nice time to relive that moment for me. Hey, the gift shop can be on path. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the money ticker shows how much in debt you are after a purchase as well. Why are you not jumping on the eggplant dogs? You know what? I don't want to give them a headache, you know? You ever think about that? All right. Oops. Kind of forgot I just got eggplant crown. It's still so, like, fun to me that apparently there were just tons of people who broke their Spelunky 2 spoiler policy to watch the eggplant run. Oh my god, this is annoying. Weird layout. As to what is happening, that's fine. Sometimes you just gotta be confused. Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, we didn't get Pitcher's Mitt, unfortunately. I definitely prefer it with eggplant crown. I know not everyone does, but it's not the end of the world. I've done some practice on my eggplant angles. So we're gonna bounce here and then go through the tube. Oh, this is really good. Like, I have no complaints. Very good ascent. Should be able to just cleanly stomp the snake and then leave. Cool. Good hunt done. No, I haven't completed 799 eggplant. I got to about 740, I think, on my best eggplant Cosmic Ocean run. Oh, all right, well, thank goodness there was a platform there. I hear it. It's down here. Just kind of wanted to deal with those things. It should be like lower. Oh, it's right there. That kind of sucks. We couldn't play in the beginning, yeah. If you were confused by my talk earlier, I got the first ever just normal eggplant run, but I have not done eggplant Cosmic Ocean yet. I really don't like that powder keg. It shouldn't do anything, but I'm scared. Hey, Diddley. It's been a little bit since I've had to do my eggplant angles, and it shows. It really, really shows. Maybe I should open crates in an attempt to get pictures met. Killed yourself on the upward spikes? Unfortunate. You know, I can respect not digging the Cosmic Ocean. I only play it with a jetpack, because otherwise I would also just be horribly bored. I definitely recommend not doing Cosmic Ocean under any circumstances other than your absolute preferred ones. Like, I think there is no shame in just, like, saying, I hate this setup, I hate this loadout, I'm not doing Cosmic Ocean. I think that should be normal. I think at least, I know at least 2 people have. I think it is actually like 3 or so. Jump shoes and climbing gloves only. There you go, that's the ticket. Whatever floats your boat, you know? I guess on the bright side, I don't have to worry about looping eggplants. On the downside, my throws are more annoying to do on the fly. Okay, that works, and was the plan. Ooh. 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 I hit him. I don't know if that, like, saved me or not. But that was very close, and I very did not like it, actually. Where are we at? Should be top right, I think. There he is. Makes you too nervous, that's fair. Cosmic Ocean with Compass is not worth it? Not really, no. Twiggle might have done an eggplant crown Cosmic Ocean. I think he did. I know Ivy and Blank did. I don't know. You could just look on Watch Ranking or something. People have done Cosmic Ocean runs. If there is a Cosmic Ocean run that matters, it's been done. Usually by at least 2 people. Webgun! Webgun! Think about it. Okay, this is really messed up. Oh, Jesus Christ. What is going on here? Thank God that's the last bubble right there. There's a slight delay to throwing the eggplants that's hard to see if you're not playing. And getting used to that is always something I have to do every time I get it. Oh, that's right, he did it on a daily challenge. Now that you said that, I totally remember. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. I don't believe it. Why should you? This shouldn't be too bad. Yeah. Alien Compass is fine, like, as for true casual runs, but this is casual in quotation marks. As in, I'm also practicing for an event. I'm just not going for PBs or anything. So. Yeah, this never happens to me. My Cosmic Ocean crates are always not that good. I'm getting a taste of what it's like. My bubble RNG is usually pretty good, though. So bottom right for the exit. That arrow trap should never matter. If it matters, I've done something wrong. Okay, there it is. So we can just get it and loop around. Do need to be careful about this, though. I didn't mean to do that, but it's fine. I'll just say it's to make that throw easier. Yeah, every 30 seconds you take damage with poison. Preferred ice cream flavor? It really depends. Okay, that was a thing. Okay, that's the bubbles. Speaking of bubble luck. I've never seen a full All Might stack looping before, so that's new. Sometimes it's mint chocolate chip, sometimes most of the time it's strawberry. But it also just depends upon like the brand, because some brands do like really good vanilla and some do terrible vanilla, and then the same thing for strawberry. Strawberry can be really, really bad if it's made like garbage. Yeah, expect. That is my tip for the day for people scared of eggplant crown with pitcher's mitt. If you throw diagonally, it will like basically never ever do anything, so you're fine. Am I blind? Gotta be like right here, right? No. What the? What? Okay, sure. I think I'm going to be hearing about that ad a lot. Even if I don't watch it, I've already heard about it 3 times today, so I suppose it's fate in a way. Just a little bit of potential poison in the dwelling, you know, like you do. It's right there, I see it. I'm gonna throw a bomb. So exit is right side loop. And the bubble should be below it. Yep. Well, this is really sucky. Oh, it's literally blocked off. All right, well that helps, I guess. Had to be careful there. If we dropped in when the witch doctor was facing us, he probably would have hit us before we left. And that would be a really good way to just die. I did not mean to climb the ladder. Oops. Oh, that was really scary. Okay, cool. Just making sure I don't run into that totem trap. Ugh. Showed you the contents look great. It'd be cute. It'd be kind of strong. They would need to be like made a little bit pricier if that was the case, I think. But it'd be a good effect. Oh, cognitive dissonance. At my fingertips. This level layout is like a little jank. Those could have been looping, but the odds were like extremely low for them to be able to loop in a Sunken City level. Yeah, if I win, it should be Solanum Celeritas probably. Just because that's like the speed at which I play at. But we'll see. The likelihood is that I won't win because I'm rusty, and that's okay. I'm not playing for wins today, obviously. Just practice, that's all. Pretty big level, but we got the bubbles pretty lucky and quick, so that's good. Yeah, I thought I was one too high. I could throw an eggplant into a cobweb and grab it, but I'm lazy. You have to understand. Oh, he's good. He jumped right over it. That's not that octopi's first rodeo. He's been around an eggplant crown user before. Guaranteedly. This level's very dense. Okay. Nice Matic. You can throw it, it's true. And that would be pretty unique. You don't get to do that very much on this run. That's almost definitely looping. Oops. Okay, nice bubble. So we'll just loop around and that should be fine. HD climbing gloves, yeah, I'm sure. I still will avoid both always. I don't know if I've seen that sub-segment before. which is really weird because I've done a lot of Cosmic Ocean runs. Feels like I should have seen like most of them by now. Oh my god. That was annoying, but it's my fault for not dealing with it sooner. Though, for what it's worth, I also kind of nailed it. Managed to feather an entire jetpack usage to kill 4 enemies. So, don't mind me. I'll just epically game, I guess. We'll kill this guy and then pop it. Oh. Okay. Not really gonna blame myself for that one. Not really gonna blame myself for that one. Oh! Sorry. That was just really good. I liked it a lot. Gotta get a bit more health now. Anyway, that sucked. What are you gonna do about it, though? Wasn't really like I made a horrible misplay, just kinda got clonked by a UFO. Also, hi, Luna. That was great. This will probably be a PB at least, even if I don't get a completion, which I most likely won't, because, again, de-resting. But even a PB is still pretty good. If I get 750, I'll be certain it's a PB. I don't know exactly which 40 I died on in my PB, I just know it was in the 40s. That was really scary. If that was third bubble, I probably... Well, if it was third bubble and I got caught by the trap, I would have just died. How bad will Cosmic Ocean be if you can't get a jetpack? I mean, in ESA, I'm only going to take jetpack runs. I'm not going to take Vlad's Cape runs. But it's not the end of the world to do a Vlad's Cape run, I just don't enjoy it. And it does lose time, but you can still do a plenty fast Vlad's Cape run. Spelling's usually pretty good for blood. Unless I just get all the bubbles and then we'll just go. Okay. Do it, Cap. I hope you enjoy it. Nice bubble, by the way. Oh, okay. That was really dumb. Like, that was dumb. I don't know why I moved like that. All right, we are in potential PB territory. It is official. Oh, but it's a huge Volcana level, so my death is imminent. Oh, don't hit me. Okay, we're fine. Sometimes you just throw an eggplant and it has the chance to loop and you just have to pray. It's rare. Most of the time you can just move, but every now and then. Hi, Mello. See you later, kid. Okay, we're doing it again. Looks a little bit better this time, though, by virtue of not being gigantic. Well, just gonna stand correct real fast. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this has been really poorly played. I'll just admit to it. Kind of forgot where the exit was. Should be bottom left, I think. Oh. Ooh, no, it's like somewhere kind of dead center. Oh no, what the? That's fine, but a little bit weird. Hey, Kenzie.
Merry Christmas to my favorite Jago. You've been the only streamer I've given money to, and you've done so much to this community. Hectic love.
The way you said that makes it sound like it could be a really bad thing. We're squeezing every 2 months sub for 9 months. Enjoy cutie dogs out there, for goodness sake. For Twitch, for as long as you're subscribed, I appreciate it. Hope you're well. And your gold badge, because you have that now. Thank you very much. Cap, thank you for gifting 5 tier with subs. Raisin, App Barluck, Catmarp, Auroran, and Ghost Chocobo. Enjoy cutie your dogs. Thank you, Cap. Goodness. I think Spelunky 2 is generally more balanced, but because there's also more content in the game, it's also more unbalanced, if that makes any sense. I think on average, content is more balanced, but there's so much stuff that some paths are just better, and that's okay, because that's kind of the point. Like, it was not made to be purely balanced across the board. It was made with some amount of, like, pluses and minuses in mind. You had to wake me up a bit? Well, yeah. Don't worry, I've been woken up plenty today. I don't know why I didn't expect stuff, because it's Christmas. Should have expected it, but I'm dumb. I got the big dumb idiot brain. Okay, that sounded louder than usual. Over 245 out of this HT Tech. Happy holidays indeed. Oh. See, now I just don't like that very much. I died to that sub-segment earlier today where I got hit by thorns and it just spiked me into spikes. Getting close to that 750. Probably will die, but we'll see. Got him. Exit should be like left. Yeah. Who was the first to get to Cosmic Ocean? To get to Cosmic Ocean, I think was Wolfo. To complete Cosmic Ocean was Twiggle. I do like the background jellies, yeah. Yeah, the Sunken City is a bit expressive. I feel like this run really slowed down. Which I guess makes sense because I died and I have to get some health back. I also was there when Twiggle completed 799. What a breath of fresh air it was to finally have that end. It was, you know, it was charming for, you know, about a week to hear, you know, Twiggle got 750 now this time. It was like, yeah, I know, I keep up to date with it, and it's like, oh, but he got 750. And it's like, you know, I don't blame any individual person for it. I'm sure people were just excited to share. I just also have to hear the same thing like 20 times a day. Part of the job description, I suppose. Yeah, Derek was there for the 799 win, or at least showed up after it was completed. I don't know which one it was. Freaking didn't show up to the first eggplant run though. Better luck next time. I'm just gonna throw a bomb.
Love grub, love you, pride, love.
Well, guys, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 4 months. Enjoy your cute angry dogs on Twitch. For as long as you're subscribed, I appreciate it. I hope you're swell. Thank you very much. I can't tell if it's Rock'em or Rocom. Or Rockcom? Enjoy your, or thank you for the Prime sub. Enjoy your cute angry dogs on Twitch. For as long as you're subscribed, I appreciate it. I hope you're swell. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is a PB, definitively at this point. So that's cool. This is my best Eggplant Cosmic Ocean run. Let's see how far it goes. This level. It will go to this level and then die. It's above here. There it is. This is not a good level. Ooh, didn't like that. Should have seen it coming, but didn't like it. If you had to get a Spelunky tattoo, what would it be? Oh goodness. I'd probably just get the, or how do you say it? Ouroboros? Just get that. But generally, I would never get a tattoo. Too permanent. I just wouldn't ever be able to pick something that I know I'd like permanently. That's bad, but not the end of the world. Oops. Oh. You ever just get body blocked by a skeleton? Why? That spider just dropped the web gun! I don't know if I've seen that drop before. Okay, do that so it triggers so that we don't bounce into it. Yeah, I'm using the default control scheme on keyboard. It's pretty alright. I like it. No looping water for me, thank you. Doesn't really pose any threat, I just don't like it.
Hectic Pug.
Spooks me. Tracer, thank you for the Prime sub for 11 months. Drake Kitty Dogs with our Twitch for as long as you're subscribed. I appreciate it. I hope you're well. Thank you very much. Purple next month if you want it. Ugh. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. He's too strong. Oh! Okay. I guess next time I should just assume an arrow is hurtling at me if I hear a bubble pop in the dwelling. But that was mean. Let it be known. Let the court record show. Okay, so... Oh, we can just loop around, I guess. Hey, bud. I should have thrown eggplants at him. I don't know why I didn't. I guess at this point my health is pretty much fine. Like if I'm taking damage past 16, it's most likely that I'm just dead anyway, but I'm dumb. Okay. I don't know why I just forgot that my jetpack fuel was running out, but I did. We're gonna drop. Why is he also aggressively? It's dying. That was way too close. That should not have taken me 3 throws to land. That's silly of me. That was a little spooky, that elevator. Top right.
Wait, really 11?
Charlie for the tier 1 sub for, yes, 11 months. Enjoy getting it out on Twitch for as long as you're subscribed. I appreciate it. I hope you're well. Thank you. Purple next month if you want. I think sub 45 will happen eventually. It'll probably be teleporter. Oh, frick. Okay, it'll probably involve the teleporter to some degree, but sub 45 will happen, yeah. I don't think sub 30 will, though. But thank you for the 5,000 sapphires. And thank you for the kind words as well. Happy holidays to you, too. I hope they are good and cool. Yeah. Frick. I was startled. Goodness. Eggplants were a pretty common like thing in some kind of old school games, and so like Spelunky references the games before it that have used eggplants as like a theme for secrets and junk. I don't know why those games did it. I just know that Spelunky takes it from other old school titles. I think Ice Climbers is the most well-known example. But don't quote me on it, because again, I don't really know that stuff very well. I don't think it's up there. When does this go on? 798 is the final level. The loser run to your sneeze. I think it's probably happened by now. To next bit badge. What bit badge do you have, Cap? Oh god. Volcana. What's not to love except everything? Oh, that's, I guess, good to know. I hate this. There's like no ceilings. Is that the bubble? Yes. Just use a bomb. You literally have to. Okay, bye. If someone tell Bud I say happy holidays in case they didn't hear me. Thank you, Charo. Oh, God. So many cats! So few bubbles! No, I heard it. Okay. Oh, bottom right? I think so. I have to be careful of Cobra Venom, so I'm not gonna loop. Okay. Thank you, Omnitoad. When do I go get Cat? I'm thinking about emailing this week and just seeing if I can start talking to them about, like, okay. Seeing if I can just talk to them about cats, because it's like, I can't just go to the shelter and, like, meet cats. I have to, I guess, email them and be like, hey, I would like a cat of this personality. Do you have one? And then they'll probably be like, yeah, this one. And I'll be like, can I meet him? And then they'll be like, yeah. I'm gonna be careful and not go into the loop very much because of that arrow. I want a relaxed cat that doesn't mind just kind of hanging out and, you know, still likes people and pets and junk, but like I want a cat that I can just kind of be like, hey, just go exist in a room somewhere, please. Because I'm not always the most energized, so. Yeah, I use arrow keys to move around. Cat that's photogenic. I actually don't care at all about how the cat looks. The only thing that I care about, and this isn't an aesthetic thing, is that I don't want a long-haired cat because I don't want to have to do so much grooming. Yeah, we'll have cat cam. I already have the webcam. I just need to set up the cat tree and then find a place to put the camera. Where was it? There. That little skull fragment scared the Christ out of me. Took any damage without losing jetpack? Yeah. I got hit by a random UFO that hit me into a Yeti that threw me into a thing, and I eventually took fall damage and died. But yeah, right now, I really just want to get cat by late June, early February. That's my goal. I'm gonna do my best. There may be a point in which I just kind of shut off of like most social media and streaming and everything just to try and get stuff done because my brain is really bad. But yeah. Okay, so should be right here. That's pretty scary. 10 minutes of brushing a week. That's fair. I probably meant late January, early February. Just learning how to use Twitter. Have you seen my last tweet? Got like more likes than my other ones. It was relatable. That's, I think, why. Be proud of me, chat. I used Twitter. I hate that cursed cat. Rude. That was the first bubble. All of these temple levels suck. Oh dear God. I'm just bombing here. I'm not afraid to say it. It's the truth. It's happening. If there is a tile set that I am willing to use all of my resources on, it's freaking the temple. I hate this. I still do. Okay, I thought I got poisoned there. I didn't, thank goodness. I shouldn't be on the ceiling ever because it's really easy to get randomly poisoned. Luckily, this level doesn't have any random poison going on. But just as a general rule, I should avoid the ceiling of temple levels. I don't ever like tweaks. I very rarely do, unless they mention me and then I just feel obligated to. Okay. I mean, to be fair, I hate Twitter more than, like, a lot of people. I'm only using it now because I realized that, like, as long as I mute the garbage and don't contribute to the garbage, then it doesn't matter, right? I should start using my resources a bit more aggro because we're getting towards the end of the run. Which is kind of wild to say. I can't believe he got that hit. I'm proud, honestly. Like, good job, that guy. It's the same as your YouTube? Well, then I would absolutely know. Okay. Didn't mean to hit that orange frog, but, you know, it happens. Okay, the water... Okay. The water messed with my momentum there. And I just... Alright. Okay. This is a level that's happening. Okay. Their command for your Twitter? Yeah, I have a social command that links to all of my socials, and you can check out my Twitter. I don't post very often, and some of the stuff that I post is sad. But yeah, I try not to be too awful. I've uploaded both of my Cosmic Ocean clears to YouTube so far. If this one goes through, I'll probably put it on my second channel at the very least. I don't know if I want to put every single one, but we'll see. Just gonna do that. Scared me really badly, like really, really badly. Someone's being real and genuine. I mean, you know, I am glad it is that instead of just like obnoxious or something. Because I do want to be sincere, but I also don't want to just be like a depression blog. So, and trust me when I say that I could I could very easily be a depression blog right now. It would not take much effort at all. But I do want to avoid that because, you know, being honest about your emotions is cool, but at the same time, there's this kind of limit where it goes from like nice sincerity to like discomfort. Am I dumb? Thought the exit was top, but I guess it's not. No, that was the exit. I just thought it was the entrance because I'm dumb. I need to get checked. No, this isn't sub 1. Not even close. It could be sub 110 if the remaining levels are insane, but also, like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're still trying to even get a finish right now. There's still 22 levels to go. We're not out of the woods yet. And with every Volcano level, it is a chance for immediate and instantaneous death. Are your crushes talking to me? Doesn't sound too bad. Going through meds with your doctor. Well, hey, that's pretty sick. I'll be looking into meds again soon. I've had meds before. They didn't work too well, but now I am seeking different kinds. I really don't want to lose my jetpack. Like, I can still win if I lose jetpack and survive. I just don't want to have to. I suppose Ivy did it, right? On his first Solanum Celeritas, which was the first ever. So that was pretty cool. I didn't totally see that ladybug, I'm gonna be honest. It kind of blended in. Oh, that's 3. Captain Jet, thank you for 200 bits. Discovering the mothership, it was great. Watch off enough to say stuff. Hey, that's fine. Not a single dang person has to sub to me. Granted, if everyone was unsubbed, I don't know if I could do this full time, but that's okay. I'd still probably do it a lot even if I didn't do it full time. Liking a coworker is not the move. I guess that's fair. I wouldn't really know the ins and outs of stuff like that because I don't have coworkers. My coworkers are an entire website of people. And my employer doesn't really care what we do. Should be left of this, I think. No, top right? No, what? Oh, there it is. Work be really awkward, that's fair. Twitch support staff that overlooks your account. Bold to assume I have that. If you could date a coworker, who would it be? What, you trying to get some juicy drama out of me? Think I'd make it that easy? I need to pick one first, and the selection's just too good. God, this is such a bad dwelling. Oh, whatever. Use bombs. Oh my god, I could have died there. Okay. Didn't love that. All right, Bat, you get to live. You performed well, and I can respect that. Can I stop doing it after a while? Yeah, there's just not enough managers to go around for every partnered streamer because there's thousands upon thousands of us. And staffing for all of that is a lot of money for not all that much return. Like me, for example, I have basically never had any direct need for a partner manager. Pretty much everything I've ever needed could easily be done through support, which I did. Just like normal support. Sprung, this is like your third attempt at being weird. If you keep it up, you're not long for this world, pal. Feel free to be weird in other Twitch streams. They will allow it, but this is not the place. Eggplant Crown sub 1 hour is absolutely doable. It's just kind of sucky because your pre-Cosmic Ocean gets very nerfed, obviously. And your Cosmic Ocean is a little bit nerfed too, in my opinion, but not nearly as much as the pre-Cosmic Ocean part. But it's definitely viable. This is a 4-2 eggplant? Yeah. A 4-2 eggplant where I also just used the clone gun on Humphead instead of like bothering with Sun Challenge stuff because I was lazy. Which I suppose was the right move now that we're this far in. Like if I die, it's never going to be because of resources, that's for sure. Nice teleporter. Yeah, I thought it was to the left. That's why I bombed there. Okay. That's so unlikely, and I love it. Oh man. The odds of an eggplant looping like that. Whew. Chef's kiss. Chef's freaking kiss. Could you imagine if that had killed me? Just the most statistically unlikely looping eggplant you'll ever see. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm gonna bomb here. And there. That's a little bit, not what I want. Oh, Ventrix, you didn't just come back and post another bitter comment immediately after your last one. Is that like your contribution here? Because there are other places where they will be far much more appreciated than here. This is your hint. I recommend you take it. Chat got negative with 5 minutes? I mean, it happens, it's Twitch. It's not about chat getting negative, it's about if it stays negative. And I don't let it stay negative, so it's all fine. If people want to be weird or bitter, they have the opportunity to do so. Unfortunately, not in my chat. They will have to find a different place to do either of those things. Yeah, there's no need as a person without a sword to deal with people who are misbehaving. I will do it, my mods will do it. We've been doing it for a long time. If we have too many people just jumping on a thing, that usually leads to a lot of dwelling and sometimes some vitriol that doesn't need to be there. Right? And at the end of the day, like, yes, things go wrong in chat sometimes, but the thing that I think most people who watch this stream for a long time can attest to is that once it happens, and then you move on, and then chat's just fine. And it's like, hot dang, how'd that happen? I'm gonna use 2 bombs here, I think. And also, for what it's worth, the people who screw up, I don't care if they screw up. The only thing I care about is, like, how they respond to it. If they decide to, like, double down and, like, accuse me of being some awful streamer because I want the environment to be the way that I like it, that's not fond of that. But if people are like, oh, sorry, didn't know, literally doesn't matter. Couldn't care less. Off my radar. Mistakes can be honest and sincere, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to forgive it. Merry Christmas, Valhalla. In other news, that would have been really funny if I died there, because I was just about to say that we're rather close. Is it gonna loop? Is it gonna loop? It's not. That Neo Babylon level has me craving it now. I want to see wacky eggplant loops. This exit is a little bit gnarly. It's not that bad, but it's a little bit gnarly. Ignore me almost dying to spikes there somehow. I think they just break on the robots. Not positive though. Oh God, why? Is this like my final boss level? It's a little bit, no, we're fine. It was a little bit thin horizontally, thank goodness. Favorite Fate character? I'm not familiar, to be honest. Also, how did you freaking like that? I bet you hated it. I bet you hated that little crawl there. What do you get for winning $7.99? You'll get a little constellation. Heard one. Oh. I suppose that works. Oh, of course. It's always temple. There's a bunch of eggplants in the loop now, because I'm a dummy. That was me panicking because I realized that the eggplant might loop there as well. I am doing everything I can to throw away this run at the last possible second. Where is it? It's gotta be like to the right, right? What? Am I dumb? There it is. I forgot. I'll admit to it. I don't deserve this, but I'll take it. I don't deserve it. That 798 alone should have canceled the run entirely. Did I beat your time by 3 seconds? Do I get eggplant world record? Now you know what it's like. Ivy beat my time by like 11 seconds at one point. He proceeded to crush it, but at first he beat it by like 11 seconds. What was the time? Feeling sucks, I retire. Does it actually? I'm sorry. I just won't submit it. How's that? GG. Well, I guess that's a little bit validating. I mentioned it yesterday that, like, I obviously only have 2 Cosmic Ocean wins, but I also was going for sub 1 after I got my first 2, which meant that I wasn't... The only way that I could get another win was if I was, like, pushing super hard. So it's nice to know that, like, I can get a Cosmic Ocean win relatively reasonably, but it'll be a different story during the actual event because I'll be scared. Destroy the Cosmic Ocean part of the event? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Nice to get Solanum Celeritas, though. That one was something that I was hoping to eventually get, and I kind of killed it, too. This might be my new PB. No, it is my new PB. I forgot that my 114 is invalid, so this is, by a significant margin, my new PB. What was the time, Lovable? Apparently you were peaking. Why is it invalid? On my 114, I did a exploit for fun called Hundun Skip that was later patched and removed. So it would be kind of unfair for my run to stay up with that exploit in it still. And I only did the exploit because I didn't think the run was gonna finish. I was just doing it as a meme. And then I got a 114, so oops. It was about 110, okay, cool. Hundun Skip saves about a full minute, yeah. Look at all these targets competing against me, and you think you'll make it out unscathed. Makes today a good Christmas for you? No. No. No, it doesn't. I still have to actually do Christmas, so. But that was cool. Do I have a favorite song? Oh my god, please. From Spelunky 2? I think it might be Eggplant World just because it means something really special to me. Yeah, I'll do a little bit more after this, but not too much more. Favorite song overall? No idea. Can't thank you for giving 10 subs. Sneaky Fat Ninja, Agra, Flannel, Tic Tac, Ivy, Song Islands. That's Japanese name, not Korean name. Magman, Captain Dread, Underful, enjoy Kitty Dogs on Twitch for as long as you're subscribed. Thank you, Cap. Goodness gracious. And yeah, 110.09. Wow, I really did beat you on by 3 seconds. That's funny. That's funny. I'm sorry about that. I should have waited a little bit longer after getting hit by the eggplant. Oh, Sneaky Fat Ninja, thank you for gifting that tier 1 sub to Mr. Kara. Appreciate it. See you later, Dudley. Better run in a month and a half's time. Haven't you been like doing like variations of Cosmic Ocean though? Well, I guess that's not super valid because this literally is a variation. But yeah, no, it's 1 hour 10 minutes. Cool. I was a petty criminal. I was an eggplant. I took my first damage in 1-2. I survived death once. Skill knowledge. Blah, blah, blah. That's a surprisingly short journal. What do you know? All right, cool. So not fully pay attention, that's fair. There it is. It's got a purple on it. Oh, again, exactly.